Hello everyone, my name is Graham and I am a student at the University of Arizona, currently enrolled in Dr. Brian Carter's AFAS 377 course, an online class on the Harlem Renaissance. So I wanted to make a series of tutorial videos explaining how to set up and use some of the tools required by Dr. Carter's courses just because of their online nature. Specifically, I'm making videos on a tool called Spreaker, which allows you to easily create and publish podcasts, because my end of course project for the class was a podcast on the history of jazz and how jazz as a musical genre developed over the course of and because of the Harlem Renaissance. So let's get started with Spreaker in this video. First thing you're going to want to do is obviously download and set up Spreaker. So go ahead and go to the Spreaker homepage, which can be found at www.spreaker.com. And once you're here, if you're a new user, you're going to need to sign up, but I'm going to go ahead and log in. The sign up is really easy. You can sign up with your Facebook account, your Twitter account, your Google Plus account, or you can choose to create a unique Spreaker account ID, though I used Facebook just because of how easy the integration was. And now that we're logged in or signed up, go ahead and go to Create up here in the top right. And we're presented with 6 different options. So 3 of these are sort of entry-level podcast creation tools. I'm going to go ahead and rule out using the mobile app just right off the bat. While it is possible, maybe you work primarily on an iPad or want to use the microphone of your iPhone, you can do that, though I have to say I really recommend the desktop app over the mobile app in terms of getting a really good experience using Spreaker and just having a really easy to use interface, and just the size of the desktop app makes it a lot more user-friendly than the mobile app. So now we're left with web-based console or desktop app. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the web-based console in this video so you can see it, though I'm going to say right now I do not recommend using the web-based console at all. I started there and I was immediately turned off. It's clunky, it's hard to use, and it's really just not user-friendly, which is surprising because the desktop app is actually really well designed and really intuitive. So I'm going to show you guys the web-based console. So you can see it. It is an option if you want to use it. Maybe you don't have the hard drive space to install new software, or maybe you work on a library computer or something of the sort where you can't install software from a third party. So maybe there are reasons to use the web-based console, but if you can, I would say definitely avoid it. So allow it to use your microphone. So this is the web-based console. Like I said, you can see the design is a little clunky. It's not the most well-designed piece of software, though most of the features that I'll show you guys in the desktop app are in here. But I'm going to go ahead and exit this for the sake of showing you the desktop app, which I definitely recommend. So we're back on Create. So if you download the desktop app, it's going to go to your downloads folder, and that might look a little different if you're on Chrome. But this is just an installer. I won't bore you guys with watching me install Spreaker, and you'll be guided through the steps through your operating system's installer. So don't worry about that. Just follow along. And then once it's open or downloaded, go ahead and open it. So this is what Spreaker looks like when you first open it up. You'll have to log in, I believe. So you can see I'm already logged into my account up here, which allows me to publish and access my account drafts and whatnot. So just to give you kind of a general overview of the layout here, for making sort of beginner level podcasts, you really need to only look at a few things. You definitely are going to want to take a look at the playlist menu, which is what we're on now. And you want to be able to add a new track. So you want to add maybe an audio file. And I'll get more into downloading audio off a YouTube video of your choice and importing it into Spreaker in another video, but you can see this is how you add this. Here you've got sound controls for your audio tracks. And then over here you have sound effects, but generally you're going to want to ignore these. They're a little cheesy, to be honest, and for making an educational podcast for a course, we're going to be mostly wanting to work with our own voice and script, and then audio files that we import, not Spreaker's native kind of cheesy sound effects. And then you're also going to want to take a look down here at microphone and sources, where we can set up which microphone we're actually recording with, stereo, left, right, and audio levels. And I'll get more into equalizing audio levels in another video as well. So look for that if you want help on that. And then other than that, you're gonna want to take a look at drafts and uploads. This is where drafts of your Spreaker podcasts exist. When you finish recording, it will go into this menu, and if you give it a listen and decide you think it's ready to publish, you can press publish here, and it will automatically publish to your Spreaker account online, where you can get a link to share or submit your podcast as a project. So generally, to make a podcast, what you're going to want to do is write a script, import audio files, and then go ahead and record your podcast. So you have two options. You can record live, which will actually let you live stream hosted by Spreaker. Maybe you want to post a link in Notebowl and let your classmates and peers listen to you as you give your presentation live. Or if you're like me and you want to have a few more chances to get it just right, you can go ahead and record offline. And the idea here is you're going to be talking, and then you can play, mixed in with your talking, audio files of your choice. So you can, here I played some music, and then I would talk about the track following. And of course I had a lot more tracks. And I'll get more into how to sort of plan and write and create a good podcast in another video. But I just wanted to show you guys, generally how to get started with Spreaker, how to understand the different menus, and just get a feel for sort of what it means to make a podcast using this tool. I think it's pretty awesome. I had listened to a lot of podcasts prior to doing my project, but I'd never made a podcast myself. And I was really happy that Dr. Carter suggested using Spreaker because it gave me a chance to sort of dip my toe into the podcasting world. And I found that, using this tool, it's really not that hard. There are some tricks and tips that I'll share in future videos that make it a little easier, but generally it's an intuitive tool. It's well laid out, and you can make a pretty awesome podcast with it without a lot of experience. So hopefully you guys enjoy using Spreaker, and hopefully this video series will help you guys out as you make your course projects for Dr. Carter's class. Thanks for listening.